What's Shaking Podcast World? Chad back at you, another episode. This life ain't for everybody, and we have an awesome episode for you today. If you like to hunt, if you care about your body inside and out, mental health, physical health, everything that goes into focus, preparation, visualization, owning the day, kicking the heck out of every day and getting the most out of it, becoming a better version of yourself, understanding what it means to be on, how to turn it off, how to get the right amount of sleep, sleep patterns, how to get the best workout, how to get cardio in every day, how to challenge yourself again, how to become the best versions. In my world, in duck hunting, a lot of people look at duck hunters, they're like, you don't have to be in shape. There's a lot of bigger guys that duck hunt and chew Copenhagen and stand up against a tree. And I can't find anything further from the truth. I feel so much better when I go into a season in shape. My ligaments, my tendons, my joints, my muscles. I'm in and out of pit blinds. I'm in and out of ground blinds. I'm walking on stubbled cornfields. My ankles are adjusting back and forth in big, heavy boots. I want to have strong quads and I want to have healthy knees. I want to be able to carry a bunch of dead weight with 4 or 5 big Canada geese in each hand as I run back to my blind to jump in and get ready for the next flock. My heart rate being elevated. I got about a 164 going on after I have a resting heart rate of about 50. I want to be able to recover quick, get my goose call to my mouth, and then be able to call in that next flock and create more memories. My guest today is helping hunters and outdoorsmen and fishers and conservationists and providers and gatherers all over the world do this on a daily basis. Mr. Jordan Harbertson, co-owner and founder of Mtn Ops Supplement Company out of the great state of Utah. Jordan, what's up, my brother?
Dude, that is quite the introduction. How long did it take you to type that up?
I swear on my life, I just made that up on the spot. I didn't even know what I was going to say when I turned to record on.
Way to wing it.
Way to wing it.
Way to wing it, dude. That is quite the introduction, and well said and well put, my friend.
You said way to wing it. Were you about to say no pun intended?
I was going to say pun totally intended.
Pun totally intended.
That was puntastic. I'm telling you.
I like it. Now, I wanted to start this off by saying this is an industry that, gosh, it's been so inundated with companies. I mean, you have national store chains that are dedicated. They have their own brands of this. You can go to Walmart, you can go to Costco, you can go anywhere in the world, Jordan Harbertson, and find supplements, whether it's a pre-workout, whether it's something that is going to let you recover faster, BCAAs, they're everywhere. In my opinion, it takes something. It takes some kind of fabric, a different thread count, to be able to set yourselves apart as the leader in this space when it comes to the outdoors with, it's not pulling the wool over people's eyes. It is a very strong national brand that you guys had vision for. My question to you is, are the supplements different than what we could get at an everyday GNC or an everyday Costco with the big old thing of whey protein and it sits on your counter and you scoop it in? What is different about Mtn Ops and how has it taken over our industry? And now it's starting to just sneak out in so many different areas of the country.
Yeah, great question. I think that's a question we obviously get a lot. People want to understand more deeply the method behind the madness. How is it that you guys are different, right? From a product standpoint, one of the things that really truly makes us different is the control of manufacturing. We manufacture all of our products right here in Utah, where we're located, and that gives our my partner Trevor Farnes, who kind of heads up and oversees a lot of that product development with our product team, to have control of that, to get with our chemists and to look at the different ingredients or the different product that we can put into, let's say Ignite, for example. A lot of these ingredients are out there for everybody to use. There's a lot of different raws. There's different minerals and things that people can use and put into their supplements to create, the response that they want to get out of the body per se. But it's also understanding the difference in what we believe is less is more. You've mentioned a few brands. You can go look at a lot of different supplements, and a lot of supplementation in that market is about just that marketing and getting people to buy into whatever it is they're selling. I mean, that's just selling a product, period. That's what everybody in the world is doing, right? That's what you guys do when you're selling, your waders against the next. Why is ours better? Well, here's why. We have better sills, we have better lining, we use better materials, so on and so forth. So you break it down to its bare bones basics. Mountain Ops really focuses intently on putting the best quality product and having a mindset of less is more, giving the body the essentials and putting in what you're really going to use so that you get the maximum output. A lot of other supplement companies will just put in a lot of what they call fillers, additives, and really fancy names and different unique proprietary blends to try and say, hey, look at what we've got. We've got something unique. And maybe it works for some people, it doesn't. But what we've learned is every body is different, but there's a lot of commonalities in what the body will utilize supplement-wise that it will then return to the individual through output and performance. So the difference between Mountain Ops from a product standpoint in short is to say we focus on the essentials, and everything we build in our products is FDA approved, even though the FDA doesn't regulate. We care so much about the integrity of the product, our brand, who we are as individuals, and the individuals we're selling it to who are going to then consume it into their bodies. So
I love it. But to be able to grow a brand and to be able to stand behind a brand, you have to, one, believe in that product, because that is the only way that you can put your head on your pillow and go to sleep at night, if you believe in what you're doing. So as the owner and one of the founders, do you believe in it to the point to where there's no corners cut in the life of Jordan Harbertson when it comes to your supplemental part of your physical, your mental, your recovery, your enduros? You got this great product called Enduro. I really want to get into Enduro with cardio into it and cardiovascular and lung capacity. So important in hunting, and what you guys do of climbing up to elevations of 13,000 feet to chase a mountain goat or a big sheep or something. What is your daily routine? Do you still believe in it after all these years of seeing that orange M on those bottles and those orange M's on your office? Do you wake up and still believe in this product?
100%. Yeah. In fact, I would say to anybody out there who is either a part of a company, maybe thinking about starting a company, maybe you're into a company now, and you don't believe in what they're selling, or you don't believe in the mission, get out, or don't start it, or don't even begin, because unless you fully embrace what it is that you are setting yourself afoot to do, to go out there and to promote something or to encourage others to do the same, you better be willing yourself to do the same, right? To be authentic. I think that's what's really important about brands and building that experience with their consumers is authenticity. Are you what you say you are? Do you believe what you say you do? And at Mountain Ops, our big belief and our why is in everything we do. We believe in improving the lives of individuals and families through helping them to achieve things, or to, in one way, arrive at the next ridge, or to conquer more. You hear that word here at Mountain Ops a lot: conquer. We want to help individuals conquer more of what they want to, and that's an individual thing. And so when you ask me the question, you say, Jordan, do you believe in this? Absolutely, yes. And what's your regimen? What do you do? Well, living the brand, it's more than just taking the product, right? That's what's so beautiful about the Mountain Ops experience is it's far beyond just the product itself. The product is such a gateway for people to enter the brand and become part of this experience and this tribe that you've so well described that we've built here at Mountain Ops. That now that tribe is growing, not just within the core hunting, fish, hook, and bullet, but it's actually extending into some new markets right now. And there's some new people that are kind of seeing this movement of conquering more in their life and being part of a community that cares about each other and wants to see the best in each other and to help each other achieve their personal goals or to understand, how is it that I can change my life? And so waking up every day and my regimen of consuming, our products, exercising, and then, self-development through reading books, becoming more efficient as a hunter by practicing with my weapons or going afield and actually, hunting, these things. When you actually live it, when you live the brand, it's an amazing experience. And you can go to bed at night and you can sleep knowing that one, you've built an incredible product that's helping to improve someone's life. You've built a brand that's inspired individuals to become part of a community. Like you're wearing the hat and you're wearing the shirt. And look at me, I'm not even wearing either one. This is so bad when you're sitting there saying, you know, you're the Mountain Ops guy. You're not even wearing a piece of Mountain Ops right now. But you know, it's you to me also embody that community that we've built. That goes back to just what your initial question, which is, hey, you know, do you live it? And that's the only way you can, because otherwise you're not going to last long, right? Be authentic, be true to yourself, be true to who you are, be true to your brand, your products, and stand for what you believe in.
When you have a product, I want to take a specific product called Blaze that comes in an orange pill form. Blaze is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jordan, it's geared around a couple things: focus, mental stability, fat burning, and energy. I have a history of heart problems in my family. My dad passed away at 54 years old of a massive heart attack. I know that there's heart disease in our family. I'm trying to do things different, being in my mid 40s now, but it's scary. I've taken the product called Blaze, the little orange pills in which I'm referring to. I love it, but am I naive not to go seek medical attention and advice, knowing that Mtn Ops is a very scientific backed up company? Their research is there. Their science is there. Would you tell me, yes, go take that list of ingredients? Or is it so simplified? And when you started this conversation, you said less is more, Jordan. Can I be assured that if I get on the website today and buy a bottle of Blaze and I take the recommended daily dosage, that I'm going to be okay, even with a history of, let's say, heart attacks in the family?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to give you a very recent current event and a story that just happened to me in my life that relates exactly to this. So my father, I took him and my son up on a fishing trip here in Utah, up in the Uintas. And the whole premise of this experience, or this fishing trip, was my dad was so worried about his knee. Okay. His knee was bothering him. We had some hunts planned this year, and he wanted to see if he could hike, how he would feel. And then he wanted to go fishing with, you know, his son and his grandson. And so the whole time we're going up this trail, you know, like my dad starts telling me, man, you know, I'm feeling it. Like, I don't know, like I'm looking at him like, Dad, I told you, you're out of shape. You know, you haven't been taking good care of yourself. You've always been the GOAT in the sense that he's always had good cardio. He's already been really good at hiking, but he's gotten into the later part of his years, in his 60s. And so it's starting to catch up to him. And all of a sudden my dad starts feeling his chest. Well, we assumed as we're hiking up that was just his lungs and he was just having difficulty. Well, to shorten the story up, unfortunately, while we were up fishing, my dad had a heart attack. And we're there in the remote backcountry. I don't have cell service. So fortunately, and by God's almighty miracles, which I'm so grateful for, and our Lord and Savior, they allowed me to make it up to a point that got me some service. I was able to get a call to Life Flight, and it came, and my dad was life flighted out of there, taken to the hospital. You know, he had to get some stents put in, and they looked at him and said, you know, you were having a heart attack, and you've got some blockage. And so we're going to need to open that up and increase the flow that's, you know, kind of causing that blockage in your arteries. And so all of a sudden, that fast, Chad, you know, I'm sitting there with my dad fishing, and then the next he's on the ground, and I've got to call in Life Flight, and I don't know if my dad's going to make it or not. And a lot of things go through your head. And so now going to post heart attack with my father, the next day, you know, a lot changes. He wakes up, he wants to take better care of himself. He wants to be around for his grandkids and his kids, and he wants to continue to live life to the fullest. Now, here's the truth. Casey and I, my brother, started this company with Trevor 6 years ago. My dad did not grow up in really a society that, you know, believed culturally the importance of health and wellness, right? They believed more in peace and love than they believed in like health and wellness. And so it wasn't something that's been ingrained in their generation, truly, I would say to the smallest degree. So my dad, when supplements, he's always supported us boys, and he's so proud of the business we've built, but he's he's never really taken the products, to be honest with you, you know, and it's not, and that's not, he's just like, I don't work out. So I don't need it. You know, you guys need this. I don't need it. Well, now he's on Enduro, right? Every day. And Enduro is the cardio enhancer that we built, that Trevor actually built out of necessity because his father experienced the exact same thing. And so Trevor went to work building that product to pretty much save his father's life, which opens up your veins, increases circulation through nitric oxide, and prolongs that productivity or that result for 20 plus hours. So you're getting blood flow and oxygenation throughout your body, improving your heart's conditions, your brain, oxygen flow, everything cognitive. I mean, we're focusing on the most essential part of your body, which is the living piece, your heart. And so my dad now is taking it. He's also on his meds, but he's doing amazing. He's lost a lot of weight. His heart is up. His lipids look good. Everything looks fantastic. He went hunting with me and my mom. We took my mom out for the first time. He got an elk. He just got back from a hunt with my brother and his sons, and they got an elk, and they actually got a double take. They actually shot 2 bulls at the same time. Really cool experience. And my brother said, and Dad hiked the whole mountain. He's everywhere. And this is 4 months post heart attack. And so there's medication that he's been given by his doctor that he's required to take since this has happened. But he's also taking Enduro every day to wash those pills down. And he has noticed a significant difference in his energy levels, his confidence, and his cardio and his health and overall well-being. So is the proof in the pudding? Absolutely. But it's also, it's a user, it's dependent on the user. I mean, the pill is not, you know, like you talk about the Blaze pill that we're discussing right now. The Blaze pill will do its job, right? It'll provide energy, it'll focus. It has an appetite suppressor in there and a fat burner. So if your goal is to kind of trim the tree or lose weight, we're going to do that. But it also is up to you to do the right things to make sure that you're enabling that product to do a better job by exercising, eating and dieting properly, and being active. And then that supplement is going to enhance the result that you're seeking, right?
Well, I'm glad that the story ended up the way it did, because it sucks if it goes the other way. My dad went in archery antelope camp, tying knots on his 4-wheeler to come home for a appointment with his nutritionist, because he was like in the best shape of his life at the time. And one thing led to the next, a lot of, you know, family history. But when you read the words on that bottle, fat burner, some people, personal trainers, people that I've told that, you know, like Chad Mendez, he takes the pill. Loves it. The dude's in incredible shape. I wouldn't mess with that dude if I had 10 people behind me. Is it safe, Jordan? I want to know from the founder of the company, is that product safe? Because I love it, but it's also got that mystique behind it of being a fat burner. Does it do things to speed up the heart rate? Does it do things to your blood pressure? I know that it's my responsibility, and I'm very keen and I'm very anal about cardiologist checkups and stress tests and all of my blood work and making sure that I'm good to go. But would you tell me, being 45 years old, that I can take that with confidence, that it is okay with the history that I just spoke about?
Absolutely. And, you know, one of the key ingredients that's used in there, that's part of the appetite suppressor and the fat burning, you know, thermoregulator, if you will, is the African mango extract. And there's a lot of cool clinical studies and science behind that, that helps to show that it actually goes to work burning those fat cells. When you talk about like your overall like heart circulation, one thing we always tell people to be mindful of is, each pill contains about 101, I think, milligrams of caffeine, right? And so if you take 2 pills, you're going to get 200 milligrams of caffeine. And that's actually a pretty healthy dose of caffeine that your body can handle and utilize properly. But when we consume a stimulant like caffeine, what it does to the blood veins, if you think about it in a circular manner, in circulation, where we get the stimulant from caffeine is it restricts the blood. So what it forces the body to do is the normal range in which our veins are is actually compressed or restricted with that stimulant once the caffeine goes through. What that does is that forces, with restriction, it does create a sense of alertness or some energy because it forces the heart to work quicker. Okay, so that's what caffeine does. That's how we alert ourselves or wake our bodies, or we get that source of energy from that stimulant. So when people need to understand, okay, so is caffeine good for me or bad for me? Well, it's all relative to the individual. It's a very individual basis. So my counter for you, or an individual that's listening to this podcast that says, I also might have heart conditions or I'm concerned, I would say you're safe to take Blaze. If you're doing 1 pill or you're doing 2 pill, find out what works for you for your daily regimen. But I would add, in addition to that, Enduro, because like we talked about earlier, Enduro is a non-stimulant, but it's a vasodilator. So its purpose is to increase the range of your veins, to dilate them more, so you get more blood flow and more oxygen, and it's healthier for the heart. So when you combine the nitric oxide, L-arginine, and L-citrulline aspects of that product with a stimulant like caffeine, what you get is a smoother energy, longer lasting, healthier process than just a straight caffeine hit. Because all caffeine is going to do is restrict the blood veins and vessels, cause you to be aware and alert because your body's actually kind of heart attack mode. It's like, oh, we got to go to work. Like we got to pump more blood, pump more oxygen because we're getting restricted. That's how that works. So for you, yes, we always say check with your physician, right? Because you should trust doctors. I'm not a physician. I'm not a doctor. I don't have those accolades. I'm a business owner. And I've started this company with Trevor and Casey out of a necessity to help improve people's lives. We work with pharmaceutical and doctors to help us to determine if these products, these ingredients, and what we're putting there are good. And there's trials and studies behind many of them. And so that helps us to take the science and bring it in, put it into the product so that we can provide a healthy product that provides the results that the individual is looking for. So does that answer kind of your question, Chad?
Yeah, 100%. I never want to be ignorant, but I also don't want to be naive, and I don't want to be like a worrywart. You know what I mean? You can't live a fulfilled life worrying or being stressed or always having anxiety about something. I want to know that when I put that into my body, that it's doing something that's going to help me, be better. And I like the way it makes me feel. I like the results that I get out of it. I just like to hear it from the horse's mouth. But I like the fact that you say, consult with the physician. Are most people going to take the time to make an appointment and go sit in their doctor's office and bring this barrel of Mtn Ops, box of Mtn Ops stuff in there and say, what do you think? They should. I mean, they really ought to, because if you get that clearance and that go ahead from your trusted physician, then it makes the experience all that much more clear. It makes your final goals more clear. It makes your vision precise. I like detail. I like to know what am I getting into as far as today's workout. I like to know why I'm being pressed or pushed the way that I am by a trainer. So I want to know hey, if I'm going to be pushed the way that I want to be pushed, I want to know that I have help on my side by the supplement that I choose, right? So if I'm working with a company like Mtn Ops and I believe in the product and the culture of what you and your brother and what Trevor are building, then I want to be able to say to my friend, dude, I'm getting great results with this. It's safe. I recommend it. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be like, oh man, I took a fat burner. It says fat burner on the thing, and that's why I've shed a couple inches and 13 pounds over the summer. It's going to do the same for you. I want to make sure that people understand, go to the physician, but you also have to live that lifestyle. It's about putting better things into your body. It's about moderation. It's about being able to be disciplined in things of whether it's alcohol consumption, which I do. And I tell people I will go out and drink a beer, have a cocktail with my friends, but you have to make sure that you understand what that depressant is doing to my body and why it's going to counteract all of the hard work I'm doing. So it's a mind game, man. It's I want to enjoy this lifestyle, but I also want to be in the best shape of my life. And on top of it, Jordan Harbertson, I'm vain as they get. I see myself on TV and I'm like, who in the freak is that guy? I want to look the best that I possibly can, because vanity begins to play a role as I get more and more ingrained in this lifestyle. I'm not afraid to admit that. Vanity's a big deal to people, I think. I mean, it's obvious. If you look at Instagram, everybody's living their best life. I mean, everybody's making themselves look the best, right? So where I'm going with it, and where I'll put this away, this part of the conversation away, is that Blaze has always been the one that I'm like, man, I feel good on this. But is there something going on that's going to affect me long term or, down the road because of the results I get in the way that it makes me feel? So I'm glad that you put that physician part of it in there because I want to continue to take the Blaze product. So I think that that was a long-winded way of saying, go get confidence in what you're doing. But I love the part of where we're going into next is, man, you can't just take this stuff and sit idle. You got to do what it takes to get the rest of it into your body. Nutrition is huge and working out and exercise is huge. But you said something in your dad's story that made me think about enduro. Is enduro going to help the average man or woman without a huge cardio regimen, Jordan? Is it going to open that up and make you feel that energy and your blood flowing a lot better if you're not Cameron Haynes running 100 miles every week, if you're not, somebody that might be doing 20 miles on a bike a week, somebody that maybe I do a Stairmaster once in a while, 2 days a week. Is it going to help me to take that on a daily basis?
100%. I think of all of our products, many of them serve, a pretty specific have a specific focus on something that we're trying to accomplish in the body, right? We can go through the entire line of Mtn Ops. Every product we've built has a purpose or a mission behind it. A lot of the product can be combined to help you conquer more of what that goal is. But if we break it down and we look at a lot of our everyday products that you should be and could be taking every day and what the benefits that brings to your life, whether you're being active or not, our number one encouragement is to always be active. I mean, there's no better way to say it. You cannot supplement activity. You can't sit around and take a supplement and expect that you're both going to be happy, healthy, and confident in who you are. And like you said, both from a physical standpoint and a mental standpoint. So being active is key. Enduro is something that people take every day just because of the benefits that it has to your heart, whether you're on a Stairmaster or not, whether you're running on a treadmill or not, whether you're Cameron Haynes running a marathon every day or not. Just giving your heart and your body increased blood flow and oxygenation and all the nutrients that are in that product is incredibly beneficial for the body long term. It's going to give you a healthier heart. It's going to give you more oxygenation. One thing that people don't understand that happens to us every day, and this is actually what caffeine can do to you. People will consume caffeine. Again, we talked about this earlier, and what it will do to the brain. And when we constrict the blood vessels, it will actually remove oxygen from the brain, because it has to distribute that other places to keep the body moving. But here's what's interesting. When we receive that kind of alert awareness, okay, that comes because there's a blood-brain barrier right here where the blood is coming up through the neck into the brainstem and into your brain and into your head, okay? When that's restricted through caffeine, the brain is alerted and the heart is alerted that, like we talked about earlier, the restriction of the vein, and it loses oxygen. Now, here's what's really interesting. And I tell this to coffee drinkers all the time because they have a habitual habit every morning of making a cup of coffee to get up and start their day and stimulate, right? And it's become a habit for them. But they have what's called the coffee crash, right? So then they take another cup. And what does that do? Well, then they're back up, right? And they have maybe 3 or 4 cups of coffee throughout the day. Here's what's going on. When you consume a cup of coffee, you restrict blood vein, you're restricting your oxygenation to your body and your blood flow by minimizing your vein circulation. When that caffeine tapers off, when it ends, what actually happens, this is what's crazy. Your blood vein goes back to its normal range, releases the normal amount of oxygen and blood flow back into the body, and all of a sudden, an immense amount of oxygen is released back into the brain, and you get what they call headaches. So they associate it as a headache. That's a rush of oxygen back into the brain. And so to get rid of the headache, what does the coffee drinker do? Or the caffeine drinker do? Drink more coffee, which then takes that away. Okay. So what's interesting though, is if you taper off or you were to get off coffee altogether, you'd have to go through a process of eliminating that habit and also getting rid of, your body becoming so used to that, process that it's actually a good thing that's happening, but it's associated in a bad way because of how it's triggered. So enduro, because there's no stimulant in it, what it's essentially doing is it's providing more oxygen to the brain, more oxygen to the body, more blood flow throughout everywhere. And that's breaking that blood-brain barrier, which is going to increase cognitive functionality. It's going to increase acuity. and it's going to give you overall well-being and filling without any stimulant. It's natural energy. We all produce nitric oxide in our bodies. We do it more as kids. We have more nitric oxide when we're children. That's why they have so much energy. That's a natural source of energy that our body produces. Enduro simply enhances that already existing process in your body to amplify it, to increase its productivity. So we're not introducing something into the body that's foreign or unnatural. We're improving a natural process to do its job better, so that everyday person that just wants to consume it and feel better and do better, it will do that. But as always recommended by any physician or me or you, is to be active, whether that's just walking, which that's what my dad is doing right now. He's not running. He's walking every day. He's moving his body. He's getting his heart working, right? And that's what we need to do every day to keep going and living a fulfilling life, and a healthy life, is to keep that thing ticking, and to keep it ticking in a way that it's working, and it's not being, I would say you're not being lazy, and then you get all that buildup in your arteries, and then, because you're not eating good foods, right? And there's all these toxins and things that are getting into your bloodstream, and then all of a sudden, boom, we got problems like you and I have both experienced in our lives with family members, which is not cool. And we don't want to see that happen. And we don't want to see, and that, dude, I'm on the hook now too. You talk about you. This happened to my grandfather and his father, and now my dad. And so it's kind of like, it can happen to me. So I am very, very cognitive, or very focused on saying, hey, I want to make sure I have a healthy heart as best I can.
I agree 100%. You have a product called Ignite. Is it safe to say that this is a combination of Blaze and Enduro that will pep you up, get you stimulated, but also open some stuff up to get you a better experience throughout the day, more focus and more, just more vibrance, like seeing the world in more focus. Ignite is something that maybe we can call the energy drink of Mtn Ops.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, that's a great segue to another, one of our most paramount products that we ever developed and created. This actually it was the story behind Ignite's kind of actually cool. When we launched the company, we had Enduro, which is what we've talked about as our cardio enhancing and boosting product. We had our Yeti, which is a pre-workout for someone who's looking for high intensity and to get after it and build muscle. And do, extensive or extreme workouts, and kind of get ramped up, if you will, for that. And we found there was a void in between those products. An individual is saying, well, I like Enduro because it's non-stimulated, and they're like, well, I like Yeti because it gets me ramped up, but it just seems, one, this is too much and this isn't enough, right? So finding that middle ground became the goal, would just say, hey, I think there's a void here that we need to fill. And we need to take the baseline really of Enduro and add to it some important ingredients that will help with energy and focus, so that we can actually build a comprehensive energy and focus product that really rivals many of the energy drinks on the market. That's actually healthy for you, and it's good for your heart and good for your brain. So we've talked everything about Enduro. And the difference between Enduro Ignite is simply that we took everything in Enduro and we added a blend of nootropics ingredients that's scientifically proven to improve cognitive function in the brain and alertness and awareness. So to give you more focus, okay? And then we have 200 milligrams of caffeine that we put in there. That's a healthy amount of caffeine that, when put into the bloodstream and into the body, and with the addition of L-arginine and L-citrulline, which is working to expand your blood veins. When we open up the blood veins and then we restrict it, we actually restrict it less than if it was just purely caffeine. So that's why you get smoother energy, better focus, zero crash. Okay. So we talked earlier about the caffeine kind of coffee crash, zero crash with Ignite. What it does is you get the increased energy and focus, and then you've got the nitric oxide that's working underneath that for 20 plus hours, and you just taper down. And then you don't even notice when you come off it. And you're like, okay, I feel good, I do good, and now I'm ready for bed, or I'm ready, And again, every body's different. So some people's cycle might actually happen sooner. They might taper a little bit quicker. So they might want to take another dose. Everybody has a different caffeine tolerance level, but essentially the Ignite is the perfect blend of energy, focus, and cardio enhancing to make the most, arguably, in my opinion, obviously I'm extremely biased, but best energy drink on the market, period.
So it's daily for you with Ignite?
Daily. I mean, I even, you talk about Blaze pills. Okay. So Chad Mendez, he loves the Blaze shot, right? Which is the liquid form of the Blaze pill, where we took out the fat burner and appetite suppressor, and we just used the energy and focus properties, and we liquidized it, right? That guy will shake it and take it all day. He gets so much energy and so much focus out of the Blaze shot. I take the Blaze shot and I get a little bit, but when I take Ignite, I have a totally different experience. And my brother Casey's the same way. If he takes Ignite, his body's like, it's good, but he takes Yeti and he has a totally different experience. And so again, everybody's different, but trying the product, sampling the product is going to show you or give you an experience that you can then see. Like you love the Blaze experience you get every day. That's staple for you now. You're like, every day I take a Blaze, I like how I feel, I like how I do. And so, but for me, yes, Ignite is definitely a product that I personally take every day. My wife is, I think, more religious than me about it, especially with now that she's a mother of 4. We just had our 4th child 3 weeks ago. Thank you. Yeah, little Lincoln Shane Harbertson came to our family now, and we've got 4 kids. And my wife, she is a mother. She exercises right now. She's post pregnancy, so she's not working out, but she needs that stimulant to just keep up with the kids, and also to have the mental clarity or fortitude to be able to operate for the day. So
can you mix those two? Can you mix can you swallow a Blaze pill with your first drink of Ignite and finish your Ignite and still have a healthy experience?
Yeah, that's going to come down to the user experience, right? Everybody's going to have a different experience. That's going to give you about 300 milligrams of caffeine. And so you need to be mindful that everybody's caffeine tolerance levels are different. And so 300 milligrams of caffeine. And when I'm talking like Mtn Ops' caffeine count, it's a pure, natural, healthy caffeine. So it's working very efficiently and effectively against other caffeines that are like what you're going to get in like your Mountain Dews, your Rock Stars, and all these others. And so just be mindful going into that you might have a very heightened, very stimulated experience by taking an Ignite plus 1 Blaze pill. But for you, Chad, you might take it and be like, I feel awesome. I feel focused. I feel energized, and I'm getting stuff done. And so again, just listen to your body, because your body's going to tell you obviously how you feel or what that experience is like. And then, because I know people that they love Ignite, but they take half a scoop. Their bodies are very caffeine sensitive, so they only want 100 milligrams of caffeine going to their system. And so they'll do a half scoop, and they get a really great performance and experience out of that. So there's a lot of different ways to consume it. You can add and combine, right? I'll do a scoop of Enduro and a scoop of Ignite, double down on my nitric oxide, get more out of that, and then get, my energy and focus. But I have done, I have done the Ignite and 1 Blaze pill, but it was too much for me. I already have a lot of energy. You know me, Chad. So I don't need too much stimulant in my life. So for me, I keep it on the recommended dose of about 200 milligrams that I take.
So along the same lines, Jordan, is it one or the other then? If I like them both, would you tell the end consumer, the potential end consumer of Mtn Ops product, to say, if you enjoy your Ignite experience, you really probably will never need that Blaze pill? Or do you say you're going to get the same effects out of a Blaze pill recommended daily dosage as you do a daily dosage of Ignite, but you're also going to get the fat burner and the appetite suppressant? So that might be for the guy or girl that's trying to lose some lbs, where this might be somebody that's built like you, that's in tip-top shape and can go up and down a mountain like a goat. So are you saying that those are comparable to the same experience unless you want that fat burner?
Yeah, exactly. When you look at the product line, every product's going to serve a mission, right? And so the individual's got to decide what's the purpose for which I'm consuming this, and what's my goal. I think having that goal in mind is what honestly is going to create the system of products that we would recommend that you use to get to your goal. So in the case of just daily consumption of energy, focused, and cardio benefit, Ignite's great every day. Take that to just start your day, or maybe a midday pickup, or whenever you feel like you want to get that going. But if your goal is to lose weight, then my recommendation is to do the Enduro plus the plus the Blaze. because now you get the benefit of the cardio boosting enhancement, but then you get what you just described is that energy focus with a appetite suppressor and a fat burner, so we can start addressing the goal of losing pounds and shifting your weight into the lower, number column, if you will. So yeah, I think combining and conquering can happen in many ways, and those systems of products can be built to serve whatever your desires are.
I like it. You mentioned Yeti. I love the feeling I get pre-workout. Pre-workout is another one that you put in that thing of your skin can start to tingle. You get that feeling of, man, I know my body's reacting to this product. Is it normal to have that, what I would call not really an outer body experience, but it's not internal? I know that there's good things going on internally that's going to help me get through my weightlifting session and my workout. Is it something to where you have to pay attention to, is it tingling too much? Can you tell how my body's reacting to something like Yeti? Because this is another product that when you start to get yourself ingrained in the Mountain Ops culture, you can get, I hate to use the word addicted, but if you're working out and if you're going to the gym and you really love to get that experience, whether it's a stress relief or therapeutic for you, or it's just an aesthetic still, vanity, like I mentioned, it's almost addicting to get that feeling. But what's it really doing, Jordan? What am I doing? My arms at 45 look better than they've ever looked, okay? I'm not saying that in like, rah, look at me, but that's what they were supposed to look when I was 35 or 25. But people, my trainers and everybody's are like, man, they look better now than they ever have. What is going on with Yeti, and why am I getting the results that I'm getting? And so many guys and girls that are using it believe in it so fast. It's like right now you're seeing results with Yeti.
Totally. Again, you look at the difference, like what's the mission here? You described it, I think, so well. You're looking to get a really good workout in, right? You really want to push yourself and get the most out of your exercise opportunity. So Yeti is specifically built to serve in helping you accomplish a better workout experience, to give you more performance, more strength, or more explosiveness than, let's say, the Ignite or the Blaze. And the purpose of that comes with a combination of products. So we have caffeine in there, right? Again, 200 milligrams of caffeine. That's pretty much a staple for Mountain Ops. It's a healthy dose of caffeine the body can use, consume, and it's not an overdose or too much. When you combine that with the other ingredients that are in there, like niacin, okay, or beta-alanine, and for your arms, we're using a monohydrate creatine. That's good for building healthy, lean muscle. When you combine those, what you get from the tingle is what they call the niacin flush. Okay, so you get kind of this tingly feeling. Now, we call that the bell ringer. A lot of people that exercise regularly and are familiar with pre-workouts, if that is not in the pre-workout, it's almost like it doesn't do anything for them. It's habitual. It's like drinking coffee in the morning and stimulating yourself. When you start to feel that tingle and feel that feeling, that's like, let's go time, right? Like, let's go. So like mentally it turns on this just innate, call it human nature, call it like you just want to crush whatever it is in front of you. The caffeine's going to help stimulate. The L-arginine, L-citrulline's in there again to improve the nitric oxide and the blood flow and oxygenation in your body. And then you've got the beta-alanine, and you've got the creatine, the monohydrate creatine, that's helping to build a healthy, lean muscle body as you do your reps and repeat that process over and over every day. Now, you talk about addiction, right? Getting addicted to something, right? When you get in a habit or you take something often and you feel that feeling that kind of ignites, if you will, or gets you to go do your workout, your body can actually build an immunity to that. And you'll see a lot of guys that are really, I would call them experts. I'm not an expert when it comes to working out and exercise, even though I own a supplement company. I've never claimed to be. I'm a novice. I know I have my own workout regimen, but I'm not certified and I'm not a professional. Okay. But those guys that I talk to, they'll tell you, like, they switch through all kinds of different pre-workouts because they get, they get on pre-workouts that have like 300 milligrams of caffeine and tons of niacin and tons of beta-alanine and all this stuff, because they just want the most ramped up, excessive, like explosive workout. They just want to, like you said, have an out of body experience. For the average person, that's not the experience that they want. Okay. And so that's why we built what I would say is a very moderate pre-workout. That's a very conservative pre-workout, but provides the results, provides the explosiveness and the performance that the average person is looking for. And what I always recommend people to do is to cycle. And what I mean by cycling is cycle off the product. Like if you're always on it, your body can build an immunity or a tolerance to it to where it's not having the same effect. So what I like to do is I like to cycle off product. Is I'll go like 3 weeks or so pre-workout, or I love the Ignite and I'll work that. And then I start to notice maybe that I'm not getting as explosive of a workout. So I'll come off the product. I'll let it kind of get out of my body and my system while I'm still working out. So I'm doing more of a natural workout, just more mental and physically trying to push through without any kind of supplement. And then I'll bring the supplement, reintroduce it, and get the same effect I was getting before. So I think cycling is an important thing that people don't do, because sometimes we'll hear customers come back and say, man, I've been on this for like 90 days straight and I'm not feeling the same. And we're like, cycle off, let your body come back to, rebalance, reset, then reintroduce the supplement and watch, you'll get those results again. But pre-workouts, there's, you want to talk about market, that's probably the biggest market besides protein in our space is pre-workout. Everybody's got a pre-workout, right? And so we always just challenge people. We have a way you can sample products on our website at a very low cost and get a few samples. Try it out. You've experienced it. You speak highly of it. I challenge anyone out there to put our pre-workout against their others. If you're a guy that likes a really high dose of caffeine, beta-alanine, and niacin, you're probably going to have to double scoop ours, honestly, to get the result you want. But you'll get it. But we try to build something that's going to appease more than probably more the everyday person than just like the very, niche few. So that it's an amazing product though. Again, comes from the baseline of Enduro. Enduro is kind of the foundation of all of our energy products, because it has that cardio, 20 plus hour release of nitric oxide that Trevor figured out how to maintain for that long extended period of time. And then you compound that with the caffeine, L-arginine, L-citrulline, beta-alanine, and the monohydrate. Now, creatine is important for guys. So I want to speak that real quickly. You're talking about your arms. There's all kinds of different creatine. There's some creatine that just build up what they call like water in the body. Like it'll build mass, but it's just water. It's not actually muscle mass. It's just water mass. And monohydrate, which is what we build, is a very lean creatine building muscle machine. So if you're looking to build good, healthy, lean muscle, that ingredient in the family of creatines is the best one to build a healthy, lean muscle body. And so we built that again for a purpose, because as hunters, we're not looking to add a lot of weight, right? That's not the goal. In fact, everything in hunting is ultra light and trying to like shave pounds or shave weight so we can go farther into the backcountry or go more places. Like the same thing is the most important part of our most important piece of equipment we take, right? Which is this, our body. We want to do the same thing. We want to make sure that our ingredients are serving, again, the purpose that they should for the body and for the output that the individual wants, and to build the kind of body that an outdoorsman or a hunter would want to build, right? The physique, right? Maybe we can talk about that real quick, just the physique. I think oftentimes I will argue, if people look at you or me, I think the norm might look and say, oh, well, Jordan's a little bit thinner, and so he could probably outrun Chad. That might be true in a 100-yard dash, right? I might be able to outpace you. But if you and me got on the mountain together, just because of how your body looks or my body looks, you could be way more cardio intensive and you could have a better cardio than me, and you could out hike me and out elevate me in many ways. And so I always tell people, be cautious. In our world of outdoorsmen, we don't play the physique card. They do that in bodybuilding competitions and in the supplement space on that side. And that's great. But here at Mountain Ops, we don't look at your body the way that they do. We want you to build the body that fits best for you, that gives you confidence, that's good, lean, healthy, and will provide you with the necessities that you need to go afield, to go outdoors, and to enjoy that experience so you can stay longer and go farther, if you will. So I think that's just something I want people to understand. Like, building muscle is good, but healthy, lean muscle, like a Chad Mendez body, that's a solid body, dude. Like, he has built a machine. And you see him, like, he just got back from his sheep hunt, dude. And he talked about how many miles they covered and all the elevation and everything. And unfortunately, he came home with no sheep because there wasn't any sheep that were older than 8. And And I'm sitting there just saying, but he works on that every day, and he builds a body that fits what he wants to go field and do,
100%. I mean, I think that when you start talking about physique of misconceptions or assumptions, it's kind of a funny deal to, I've seen guys that you would never imagine be able to climb a mountain, just own it. And, but that comes back to, you might be able to climb that mountain and your heart rate is, going up and down in interval training and everything that you're doing. But as far as the overall body, the overall mind, the internal part of it, you could be in great cardio shape and climb mountains. My dad could climb mountains like crazy. He'd have his walking stick, but he could climb like crazy, just like your dad can. Yeah. But you got to make sure that you're staying keen to the fact that there is other attributes too. Okay, I might have a little bit of extra lbs on me, but internally, is my heart healthy? Is my blood healthy? Is my blood pressure healthy? Because I've seen people, like I said, overweight people that can just roll, boxers that go, I mean, look at how George Foreman was built. The guy was not slender, but he'd go 15 rounds, 12 rounds back in the old days of the heavyweight titles.
But endurance overload, like that guy could outlast anybody.
And be wearing punches the whole time and giving punches. So it's one of those things to where there's so many moving parts. I want to have part 2 of this because we've already talked about, we still have the ammo and the Magnum. We're going to go into to meal replacement. We're going to go into to protein shakes, the flavors, how good this stuff tastes, all of your supplements, how good they all taste. The one that I want to end on today, I want to come back with part 2 about protein and BCAAs as it goes to the physique, the workout, and the overall culture of Mountain Ops. But one of my favorite products that you have is probably the one that people shy away from talking about the most, and that's the cleanse. That's the happy poops, as you call them on your bottle. The Renew. I love the way it's spelled. Cleansing. You've talked in this conversation, Jordan, about weaning off of it or going in stages of it. And is it okay to renew the daily dosage, 2 pills a day? It comes in a 60-day pill bottle, which is a 30-day dosage. Do you take it 12 months a year? Are you cleansing all the time? Can somebody cleanse all the time? Because when you hear the word cleanse, you think about these juice diets where people go on 2 days every 6 months or whatever. This feels good. It feels natural. It feels almost like Metamucil mixed with a habitual tea that's going to make me regular. It's going to be cleansing me at all times. Talk to me a little bit about Renew and why it can add to that overall experience of weight loss and confidence, because you're regular, you're feeling good, you're feeling like you're a little bit more leaned out, you're not bloated as much. Talk to me a little bit about Renew.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, again, the body's amazing. How we treat our body is self-reflective of what we put into it, and what we do with it. So, the kind of foods we eat play a big role in how we're going to feel, not just how we're going to look, right? You eat a lot of junk food or a lot of food that has not a lot of good, stuff in it, too much sugar. I mean, you're going to start to put on some pounds. You're going to start, if you're not being active, right? If you're sitting around just eating a lot, you're going to grow in other ways, right? You're going to grow out. And then that's also going to be self-reflective in how you feel, not just mentally, like confidently, like looking at yourself and saying, man, I don't like who I see in the mirror, right? Or I don't like this guy, but it's also how your body feels, right? Your body has a personality too. Like it wants to feel good. It wants to do good every day. Like, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't you want that either? And so the kind of foods that we put in our body, they can have toxins in them. And those toxins, once that food is digested and broken down, those toxins are in our bodies. And they're just sitting there and being used in all different ways that aren't healthier, and maybe we're not burning enough of them. And so they're in the body. And so what that's doing to us is it's both mentally and physically bringing us down, both performance wise. We're affected immensely by the foods that we consume. And so Renew, and the purpose why we did that was, there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of cleansing products out there, and there's a lot of cleansing methods. There's really aggressive ones. I mean, where you almost have to be right next to the toilet because it's cleaning you out. Like we're going to get everything moving in the right direction, and we're going to do it really fast. And there's kind of moderate to more, I would say, gentle. And that's what Renew is it's made up of antioxidants and minerals and that help naturally to detoxify the body of those toxins and then improve your stooling and help to eliminate, right? Help you eliminate, if that's the word they like to use, or poop, to get rid of the waste and the things that are clinging to your body so that it can reset itself. So when you're going through a process of wanting to lose weight, obviously exercise, you got to start exercising, dieting, what you consume and the amount of it or what you're putting in your body is going to greatly affect the results of that. And then you add in the addition of supplementation, of adding in maybe what you're not getting or helping to amplify your body's natural ability to do its job better. And so with Renew, that's what it's doing. It's helping to right size the body, detoxify and cleanse so that we can have a clean palate upon which we can work on, and we can get start moving the body in the right direction that we want to see it by then putting in the right foods, consuming the right supplements, exercising regularly, and kind of turning, if you will, that corner so the body can start to get to feel better and do better. So it's a huge thing that I don't think a lot of people understand. So then the other question you ask is, how often can you take it? The cleanse that we've built with Renew through that pill system, you can take it every day. You can take it every day for 365 days a year. And we say happy poops because it will improve your stooling. It will help things to eliminate a lot better. And it will right size the body and eliminate toxins because let's be honest, the average person, besides the really, really diehards, you can get on a really good diet, but I like cheeseburgers. Okay. There's a lot of foods. I like pizza. Like I'm a normal American who likes a lot of these great foods. And it's all about doses and consumption. And so those foods have toxins in them. So while I'm taking Renew regularly, it's helping to detoxify those when I am actually eating a lot of good foods, but I do put some other bad foods in. And I like Oreos too. You know, I mean, there's just, I'm not going to lie to anybody. I have Oreos every night, right? But I earn those Oreos every day, in my opinion, by working hard, sweating, and taking the right supplements that I need to keep my body building and being a machine that I want it to, so I can be happy and healthy 365 days a year, not just for hunting season, but both in season and out of season. But that's what Renew is going to do for the individual that's looking to lose weight. My first recommendation is, guys, you got to get on our weight loss system, which is going to be the Enduro, Blaze, which we've both covered today, the Renew, and our Ammo meal replacement shake.
Repeat that last sentence that you just said of the overall regimen.
Yeah. So we call it our weight loss conquer system. So if you're looking to conquer weight loss, our combine and conquer system that we've built is the Enduro, Blaze pills, which we covered both of those today, Renew, the body cleanser, which we just talked about, and then the Ammo, which is our meal protein replacement. That meal protein replacement is going to help, and we can get in part 2 more in depth on that product. But that system right there is what's going to help address your goal to get your body in better shape, to trim the tree, to lose the weight, shed the pounds, get lighter, get faster, get stronger, as you also incorporate a healthy diet and a consistent work regimen of exercising daily.
I love it. I love the idea that you can get on a system that holds you accountable. Accountability is everything in this entire 60-minute conversation with the founder of Mtn Ops, co-founder, co-owner, Jordan Harbertson. Congratulations on the little man, number 4. You got to have some energy. The system is awesome. The branding is awesome. In part 2, I want to talk about Ammo and Magnum. I want to talk about the BCAAs. What are BCAAs? Why has Cameron Haynes put his name on BCAAs? Why does Mtn Ops choose to use an ultra marathon runner who is a physical badass? How do they come up with the choices they make in this? Let's get into some branding and marketing and the growth and the explosion of Mtn Ops. And let's also touch on innovation, the flavors that you have, the profiles that you have of all of these different flavors, how you come out with clever pumpkin spices around the holidays and nutmeg and eggnog and candy cane for Christmas. Let's talk about the vision, but I also want to get into these new protein bars or snack bars or meal replacement bars that are there's no way they're good for you. They taste so good. They got to be bad for you. I want to get into all of this and how so many Americans are becoming ingrained in the overall culture that your vision, your brother's vision, Trevor's vision, set the precedence 6 years ago. And now Mtn Ops is the leader. I'm talking like the absolute leader in our space. And it's getting out there to where I can't even tell you how many window decals I see in Nevada, how many window decals I see in Idaho. What are the plans to spread eastward like the coyotes have? They started in the Western mountains, but now they're getting them. They're saying that there's a lot of coyote sightings in North Carolina and Florida. Not as many as out here, but it's the same as that Mtn Ops sticker. You got little Miss Eva Shockey down there in the Carolinas repping it. You got people all over the country that are repping this badass brand that is for the hunter, for the conservationists. You believe in our lifestyle. You believe in our culture. Jordan, I know that you take a huge responsibility in flying the flag of an American hunter and having passion and respect to the resource, compassion for the animals that we pursue. We are hunters. We live off of the land, and that's what Mtn Ops stands for. That's why I believe in it. And also, I think it freaking tastes amazing, and the results are awesome. So check them out, Mtn Ops. They're all over social media. They have a great line of apparel and merch, hats and decals and koozies and shaker bottles. I carry two of them to the gym. I carry one of the tumblers and a shaker bottle every day to the gym. So it's in my lifestyle. I love it. Jordan, any closing words before we start to schedule part 2?
My recommendation is to echo what Chad just invited you all to do, which is to seek to learn or to find more about Mtn Ops. If you don't know about us, if you haven't heard about us, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. We have a lot. Our community is huge here in hunting. And while we are the leader right now, and will be the leader, in my opinion, forever on this topic of health and wellness for outdoor men and women. And we're only getting better and better as a company with finding better products, better programs, better systems that are going to continue to enhance and improve the lives of individuals and families. I would strongly encourage you to do what Chad's invited you to do. Seek us out. Check us out on Instagram at Mtn Ops. We have a great page. Cameron Haynes' son, Truett, actually is running our social media, and he's quite a joy to watch and engage with, and he's pretty funny on the comments. So if you want to engage with Cameron Haynes' son, he's actually the one that's behind the Mtn Ops page right now. And if you're seeking to find a group of people that want to help better your life or improve your status quo, I'd highly recommend getting on Facebook and checking out our Conquer Fitness group. We're almost up to 10,000 people in that group active that are constantly commenting, posting, and sharing their daily routines and what they're doing, what they're taking, asking for help and seeking advice. And then we also have our consultants that you can actually get on a phone call with our health and fitness consultants at Mtn Ops that can help build you a plan that gives you accountability, like Chad talked about earlier, with a system of products, a workout regimen, and a diet plan that's going to help you accomplish the goals that you want. So again, if you are not happy with where you are right now, if you are not satisfied with who you are, or you don't like how you look, you don't like how you feel, you don't like the experience that you're having hunting, you want to get to the next ridge, you want to be able to go farther, stay longer, whatever that is, please, 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 I encourage you to look at us here at Mtn Ops. Give us a shot. We have opportunities for you to sample our products. Check us out at mtnops.com. That's MTNOPS.com. Check us out. Give us a shot. And if you're not happy or satisfied, we build confidence into our consumers by letting them know that no matter what product you take or purchase, we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. And we do that because we're confident, like Chad said, that you're going to enjoy the experience you're going to have, both from a flavor, consumption, the performance, and the output you're going to get. And I look forward to talking more deeply about our part 2 and some of the other products that we have. So that's what I'd say to everybody.
Awesome, Jordan. Thank you so much for being here. That's Jordan Harbertson, co-founder, co-owner of the great Mtn Ops. Get the orange shield logo on your hat, your shirt, the back of your truck. Get it in your daily routine. Become a better version of yourself and just wake up. And when you're humbled enough and you're so fortunate to be able to put your boots back on the dirt again, remember the soldiers that are fighting for our freedoms, that are allowing us to live this lifestyle. So humbled. We are not entitled to the lifestyle. We are the American hunter. This is a privilege. Let's not give anybody a reason to look down on us. Let's try to fly the flag the right way. Do it with ethics. Do it with morals. We don't poach. We do not take advantage of our ecosystem. These animals were put on earth for us to pursue and put on our tables and into our bellies and supplement that protein diet of eating wild with the supplements produced by the great Mtn Ops. Part 2 will be coming at you shortly right here at This Life Ain't For Everybody. Tom, hit that button. This is Leith Lofton. The song is called What You Gonna Do When the Money's All Gone. Thank you all so much.
I'd rather be poor living off in a hole, rich as hell without a soul. Life on earth